Perhaps you've had some experience with the chainsaw, so what I'm going to cover here is hopefully some new information or give you some food for thought. If you're new to the world of chainsaws, your first stop should be to your small engine shop. Describe what you're cutting, the kind of cutting you're going to do, and they'll help line you up with the right size chainsaw for your use. Once you get your saw home, the first thing you want to do is sit down with your operator's manual, go through it cover to cover, and this has excellent information that again will help you utilize your saw safely when you're out in your landscape. A couple things to think about, and what I try to tell my staff as well. The trip to the emergency room will more than cover all the safety gear we have sitting here on the back of the truck. So if you're going to be doing some cutting, it's important to have the right safety gear. First thing to start off with, they're not too expensive. If you're going to be doing very much cutting, is to get one of these kind of all-in-one helmets. It has a face shield, ear muffs, and a hard hat. It really protects the head very well, does a good job, and again, prevents you from having a serious injury to the face. Safety glasses are a must, even with the screen on the front of your hard hat. You want to have safety glasses on to prevent those fine particles from getting in your eye, scratching your eye. Gloves are always a must with operating equipment like a chainsaw, again to prevent serious injuries to your hands. You might want to consider a pair of chainsaw chaps. Again, the whole idea behind the chaps is to prevent an accident, and if you're going to cut your leg, I suspect it will be an accident. So that's why you want to make sure you invest in a pair of good chainsaw chaps. A couple things to keep in mind before we get started. First of all, when we're doing our cutting with the chainsaw, clearly this is the sharp end of the machine. You want to keep all body parts and other people's body parts away from it while we're operating it. So if you're working with family or friends, you know, it's good to have a little pre-work meeting and discuss keeping clear and how you're going to notify each other and that sort of thing when you're working using the chainsaw. We want to keep away from this top end of our tip of our bar. This is kind of the dangerous part which will cause kickback. Modern saws have a chain brake that will help you in case there's kickback. When starting the chainsaw, we want to start it on the ground. You take a firm grip, you put your foot in the handle here, you go through the choke and the starting procedure. When utilizing the chainsaw, a couple things to remember. Take a good stance, kind of an athletic stance. So if you've done sports, you know what I'm talking about, but you want to have your feet a little wider than your shoulders, knees bent, that sort of thing. So you're prepared to move in case things change while you're sawing. And you want to keep your left arm, if you're right-handed, and most of the saws are set up that way, so your left arm, you want to keep your elbow extended, your arm stiff, and your chainsaw is pivoting on that. And that again prevents you from getting the chainsaw up in your face or somewhere else. It keeps things in control. You take it slow if you're new to it. Start small, work your way up, get yourself familiar with the equipment before you get started. Make sure you have your safety gear and you should be good to go.